On this Easter Sunday, it's appropriate to begin with Christ has risen, he has truly risen. My friends, the resurrection of Jesus is an amazing and very important event, the event in the history of our salvation. And so here we are celebrating Easter. The whole world seems to be celebrating Easter. What is it that we believe in the resurrection of Jesus? Why is it so important? Why is it so transformative? Is it transformative? Does it make a difference? Does it really make a change in the way we live day to day? I would say for me, the answer is yes and no, if I'm honest. And that's because the mystery of our faith, including the resurrection, is a lifelong process. And so we have to be, on the one hand, patient with ourselves, continually coming to the springs of life that our faith offers us, but also to realize that the Lord will give us everything we desire in the proper time. So slowly but surely, never giving up. I think the key to understanding the mystery of the resurrection is to try to put ourselves in the mind of Jesus. How did the resurrection feature in his own mind? Did Jesus know that he was going to rise from the dead? Did he know that before he died? Or was it only something that happened and then made a difference in his life after it happened? It's an interesting exercise to engage in, because I think it helps us to have a little glimpse into our own spiritual life. So here's how I see it. Jesus had a profound freedom in which he engaged with people. Way greater freedom than I have or you have. I often am amazed that Jesus would respond either with great lessons sometimes, and sometimes he would just say nothing. And as I read the Passion narrative, for example, I keep saying to myself, Jesus, why are you saying nothing? You have all the arguments. You can run circles intellectually and theologically around these buffoons. And you are saying nothing. Why? I think it's because Jesus has profound freedom. I think of this often. I think, how do I react to people? Knowing who they are and what kind of power they have and what they can do for me. Does it make a difference how I react to them? And often the answer is yes. I know it with how people react to me. I'll be walking around in Florida and someone encounters me and we talk normally, and then they find out I'm a priest and everything changes. They've learned something about me. Now, the approach is different. Why? Or I'll meet someone and I'll talk to them normally, and then I find out something about them that's unique, perhaps helpful to me. Now my attitude changes. Why? Ultimately, I think it's because we're not free. We always have this need to receive something from the other. You could help me. You could do something for me. We have limitations within ourselves, and so if I meet someone who is poor versus someone who is very wealthy, someone who is a nobody versus someone who is very influential, inevitably I don't care how much you're fighting against it, your attitude will change. The way you feel about the person changes. That's our human condition. Because we're not free. Because we want something from someone. And the more they can give us, the more our attitude changes. It opens up. The freedom of Jesus, I believe, was rooted in the fact that he knew already that he was going to rise from the dead, that he was going to conquer death. He didn't need anything from anyone. They couldn't give him anything greater than what he was already going to receive from the Father. And he was free. Freedom comes from our ability to realize that there is nothing you have that I need. There is nothing you have that I need. But there is something I have that I want to give you. This is, I believe, what was at the heart of the spirituality of Jesus. He was not going through life hoping to receive from others who were influential, who could help him, who could pull some strings. He was so secure because he already knew that the resurrection would happen, that everything would be overcome, that the greatest power, the power of God, was on his side, and no earthly power could match it. Because he already knew that, he was not needy in the way he approached the world and people. He only wanted to give. And I think that's the key for me to understanding the power of the resurrection. Not only that it happened and that it changed things afterwards, but also that Jesus anticipated and believed and knew that it will happen, and it changed everything before even it happened. It changed the way he interacted with people. It made him free. Our resurrection hasn't happened yet. But our belief in the resurrection, in our life, in the fact that God gives us everything we need, also has the ability to change the way we are now today. I have everything I need and most of what I want. I don't need anything from you. You don't need anything from me. We only have something to offer to the other. I think when we approach life in this way, we will find a renewed freedom, a life of peace and strength, integrity and faith. So may the knowledge of the resurrection of Jesus, as it strengthened him even during his passion, may it also strengthen us each day of our lives. Amen?
Amen.